Hello, somebodies. We are the Nobodies. What are we doing here today?
Today we are with the great Christian Carson from the band Commonwealth, and he just came out with his brand new solo album, Vice Versa. How are you today?
Good, man. Good. How are you guys?
We're doing pretty damn good ourselves, I'd say.
Yes, we appreciate that you join us. You're from our area. You're from New Jersey, correct?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm in Jersey currently. Where are you guys at?
We're from Long Island, New York, right across the river.
Oh, okay, cool. Yep. Not far at all, man.
No, so do you do a lot of shows in Jersey?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. New York, New Jersey, all over the East Coast and all that stuff. But, outside of the East Coast and stuff too. And this year, just, being that we just started this year or whatever, going to be getting into some live dates and stuff too eventually here. So as the year goes on.
Now, is that with your band Commonwealth, or are you going to be going solo?
I'm probably going to be doing first. I'm going to be doing a lot of the solo stuff, but it is like a full band. I'm seeing, Paris Bach is going to be with me on drums for some of the first few dates that we do. Whether he'll continue on, for however long it goes, we'll see. Right now, it's kind of indefinite, but we got some first, few dates set, and we're going to see how it goes from there, basically, But it will be a full band. Commonwealth is still active, though, too, and there'll probably be some Commonwealth shows mixed in, really.
Gotcha. All right. So, as everyone here knows, you have had a very active couple of months with the first solo album come out, so we have a lot to talk about here.
Sure.
Right into this.
All right.
So, first question: how did you learn to play the guitar, and why did you choose that instrument?
Well, I guess I learned to play kind of just by ear and by like some family members. A lot of my family members played, so I have 6 uncles just on one side, and every single one of them play an instrument, and they're all in like bands and stuff like that, cover bands or whatever. So I'm surrounded by it, and I've been basically my whole life, and I've been playing since I was 8 years old, playing and singing. So I've been doing it for a while.
How long have you been performing for, is the question.
Pretty much around not too long after I started, really. When I was a kid, I had a Kiss tribute band. It was like my first band ever, was a Kiss tribute band. And we did all kinds of shows, man. I used to set up shows in my backyard at first, and then we took them wherever else we could, I always joke around with people because it's just a funny story, but I used to play when I was like 8, 9 years old. I played with guys that were like 30, at that time, and 40 at that time, So I picked it up kind of quick when I did, but I think that was because of everybody that was around me,
So I was reading your biography, so you have a couple Kiss stories.
Oh yeah, man, I've got some Kiss stories. Yeah.
I'm looking in the back of your room right now. You seem like a fan.
Oh yeah. This room I'm in. Yep, this room I'm in right now. We have some signed Peter Criss stuff, and there's some signed Ace Frehley stuff behind me, and actually all the guys. There's signed stuff by all the guys behind me, and I don't know if you could see it here, but there's signed me and Bumble stuff just from the sessions there. I'll have to zoom in for you guys in a minute. I'll show you the wall here. Let me see if you could see like any of this stuff here.
Yeah, look at that.
And there's a lot more. You know what I mean? There's a picture of me with Kiss right there.
Very nice. So
I love that.
How does one meet Kiss? What's the story behind meeting Kiss?
Actually, it had to do. Meeting Kiss came about by my relationship with Leslie West, who, if you guys know who Leslie West is, he's Mountain Mississippi Queen, and
oh, okay.
Yep, and so amazing guy, man, amazing player and stuff. And if you don't know a lot about him, you should definitely dig more into him because he's awesome. And unfortunately, he passed away, but he was a great guy. He just passed away in 2020, so not too long ago. But it actually started through him. It's kind of a long story, but I'll try to make it short for you guys. My mom worked for this place that did like electronic wheelchairs for people and stuff. Those things that take people up the steps?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she worked
Gotcha.
at a company like that for a while. And Leslie, he had diabetes really, really bad later on in life. So he didn't have the use of his legs anymore. So he was still jamming and still rocking, but his wife actually called there and needed a chair and some stuff like that for him. So long story short, my mom, got into telling him about, how I played and I was a huge Kiss fan and, all my story, and basically one day she had Leslie reach out and say, dude, answer the phone, man, because somebody's going to be calling you. And it was Paul Stanley.
No
So
kidding.
yeah, so that's where it started, and then Paul, he was really cool and he talked to me for a while, about 30 minutes. We were on the phone, which was really cool. About 20, 25 minutes, a good 20 minutes or so, I'd say at least. And he invited me out to a show that they were doing. That's what that picture is from right there. And it was the works, man. It was that whole VIP like experience that they do, that people can get. But I was Paul's guest that day and brought whoever we wanted, and it was awesome. He really hooked it up for me. Really, really
Uh,
hooked it up.
well, they always say it's not what you know, it's who you know.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. I've been so fortunate, man, with stuff like that, and I'm honored and humbled that things like that and experiences like have happened to me like that. I've also I've been given a wish when I was a kid by the Make a Wish Foundation just because I've had a ton of medical issues and stuff growing up. I'm actually legally blind in my right eye. I got glaucoma in both and a bunch of other stuff. So I'm kind of a little bit of a nightmare that way. But I got a wish from the Make a Wish Foundation, and I was like the only kid to ever ask for a guitar or anything like that, a musical instrument, period. But I asked for a guitar signed by Ace Frehley, and that's originally where my Kiss kind of like stuff started. Was when I was a lot younger. So
Nice,
I,
nice.
I love hearing that influence because we looked it up recently. Apparently, most kids ask to go to like some amusement park, like Disney World or something like that, right?
right,
So it's
that's a
nice.
common thing.
So it's nice to hear that you kind of had that unique, like you've always knew what you wanted from that.
Oh, totally, man. They were they were shocked definitely when when I asked for something like that. They weren't used to that at all.
It's awesome. So this new album, let's talk about it. Tell us who's on it.
Oh well, as you guys know, Bumblefoot. He's become a really, really good buddy of mine and kind of almost like a mentor in a way of mine. And he's one of the nicest guys in the business. That's for sure.
For
You
people
know,
who don't know Bumblefoot, who is he? For people who don't know.
he he played with Guns N' Roses for a while. That's probably what people will know him the most. During that whole kind of like Chinese democracy era. I think he was with the band for about 10 years.
Wow.
Um, Yeah, so that's where probably people know him the most. But he was also in Sons of Apollo, another band of his. He actually sang for Asia
Oh
for a
wow.
while. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's
you could see
crazy.
him at PNC Bank Art Center doing some live shows with Asia, and he's phenomenal, man, vocalist too. So he's great all around.
Nice. And who else was on your album?
Paris Bach, Sebastian Bach's son. We linked up through another story I'll have to tell you guys, which basically came about from the medal awards that they had here in Jersey, like maybe a year or two ago. I can't remember. It was pretty recent though, and we kind of linked up through that. And JD DeServio from Black Label Society.
That's Zach Wild's band, correct?
Yeah, Zach Wild's band.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's in Pantera now.
Zach Wild is in Pantera now. Yeah.
Yeah, we actually got tickets for that show at MetLife Stadium.
Oh, nice, man. Yeah, that's gonna probably
Yeah,
kick ass, bro.
kick ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how long did it take you to write this album?
Um, well, the quick answer, I guess, is like, over a couple month or few month period of time. But to be honest with you, there's about one, two of the tracks that were written some years ago. They got kind of reworked and were sitting on the back burner because they were more like solo material, not really Commonwealth stuff. So they kind of sat on the back burner till I had it kind of ready to do with this album. So the quick answer is that they were done. The whole album was done over a few months, but some of the material was written like years ago.
Okay, now.
So,
Oh, good.
did you let Bumblefoot and Paris write their own parts, or did you make sure to do it for them so you could have all the songs organized?
No, honestly, bro, with those guys, it's kind of like here's an open canvas, go for it. Because I didn't really want to put any restrictions on anybody, to be honest. Because they're such amazing players. Paris is a monster drummer, and we all know Bumblefoot's skill level. I mean, in my opinion, he's like it's better than Yingwei, man. You know what I mean? So I prefer him.
That's high. That's high praise.
Yeah. So that's high in high regard. And for real, it's just he's such a tasteful player, and I just love how his style through his playing is just unbelievable. His what he brings out through his playing is just unreal. But I kind of just let them do their thing, man. I wrote a song in particular, which was the last track where I knew all those guys were going to appear on one song, and I kind of like wrote the song, knowing that they were going to be on it. But as far as like what the drum parts were with Paris, what the bass lines were with JD, and what Bumble did on like the leads and anything he added, just go for it. You know what I mean? I just let them just do their thing. And Bumble, I left the room when Bumble did his leads and stuff in that song "Hold on Me," because I was just like, dude, you just do your thing. And I came back upstairs for like a second in the studio and heard what was happening, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna leave again.
Yeah,
bro.
like I shouldn't interrupt this. That would be a bad idea.
I don't even want to get in the way. My presence, I don't even want to get in the way. I came back after it was done. But oh man, I didn't have to worry about that at all, man. They're awesome guys, awesome.
So
I was happy with that.
How do you meet them? I know the Paris story, but how do you meet the other ones?
JD, he's actually been involved with a few other mutual friends of mine who were in other bands. Cycle of Pain, which is another band that he performs with once in a while. That has Bob from Monster Magnet in it, the drummer of Monster Magnet, and I'm good buddies with him too. So JD was mutual friends with him. I think I was recording a song, and I sent it to Bob for like mixing or something, and it needed bass still on it. And JD happened to be there and heard it. And he was like, dude, I'd like to fucking, rock the bass on this shit, man. Like, if you're cool with it, And I was like, am I cool with it? Fucking absolutely, dude. Absolutely. So that was the first thing he did. And that was a Commonwealth track. That was a song called Caught in Between. And he's on that too, on a Commonwealth track. And that's where it started with JD. Bumble was kind of always an email buddy of mine. I used to send him like all the newest Commonwealth videos and stuff, because Bumble's just such a great guy that he's been, around in the New Jersey scene like a lot, and he knows some mutual friends of mine too. He's good friends with JD and those guys as well, and Bob as well. So it kind of like one thing led to the next, with that. But I was working with Mike Orlando, who's with Adrenaline Mob. He was on, what else? He plays in a million bands too, but he was on that metal show and stuff. You might have seen when Eddie Trunk and those guys were on there. Mike Orlando on there. I forget some of the other bands that he was with, but some awesome bands. He's a phenomenal player too. I was working with him on like the pre-production of Vice Versa, and he had to go on tour in Brazil, in South America. So he was like, man, sucks that I can't finish this up with you or whatever. We're just getting into like the real tracking of stuff. And he was like, who can we think of that'll like be around here that would basically be able to do the same thing, And Bumblefoot got brought up, and he was like, well, you know him, right? And I was like, yeah, I know him. We haven't really hung out yet or anything, but I know him. And he was like, well, give him a call or email him or whatever and see what's up. And when I hit Bumble up about it, he was more than happy to be like, dude, I got some time. Come on down here. Let's see what you got. And I showed up the first session and did one song right away. We did one song right away the first day, just from beginning to end. And kind of just took it from there. We were like, shit, it's working out good. This is awesome. We're having fun. Let's keep going. And when Bumble started like jumping in on other tracks and just picking up the guitar and wanting to play, I'm like, he didn't have to do that. So I was just like, shit, man.
But you're not going to tell him no.
If you're cool with it, I'm cool with it. You know what I mean? And that's how we ended up on like a few different tracks on the album, So awesome of him,
That's very awesome. So you guys did it in his studio then?
Yeah, his personal studio. He has a place in Jersey. Yeah.
Oh, so listen, we should move to Jersey. All the cool people are in Jersey.
True. The cool people are in Jersey.
Yeah, come hang whenever you want, man.
We don't know anybody.
You know me, I know you.
That's awesome.
Man, you guys seem cool, and I appreciate your guys' review. on the 2 songs and everything. I want to just tell you guys that too, because that was just fucking
Oh, we
awesome,
love
man.
them.
You guys, that was way cool, man.
Thank you.
That was awesome to hear. So appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Well, listen, anything and everything we said was the truth. We don't
Thank
we
you,
don't
man.
sugarcoat, man.
Hell yeah. That's
So-
all I can tell you guys. Are some real dudes. So I appreciate it.
I want to ask, going into that studio now, like for the first time,
Yeah.
what were you feeling? Because I imagine my heart would be freaking pounding if I were in that situation.
I guess fortunate. I mean, definitely it was a little weird to be like, holy shit, we're gonna go track with Bumblefoot. That was way cool, of course, because I've always been a Guns fan too, Guns N' Roses and their whole history too. I like the Chinese Democracy era a lot, and I know some people don't or whatever, but I think it's got some really cool shit in it if you dig into it, and Bumble shines on some stuff when he plays that live, when he played some of those songs live, even some of the classic songs live. But I was who my chick, she was she was a little more bugged out than I was, because she was a big Guns fan too. So she came with me that day, and she was bugged out a little bit more than I was, but it was way cool. And luckily, man, I've had some pretty crazy experiences, and Kiss those guys were like meeting not real people to me. You know what I mean? When I was a kid, they were superheroes. So that was like the max for me. When I met those guys, that was like the biggest it could be for me to meet anybody. So that kind of helped. And then meeting just other people, through life and stuff. I've been really fortunate, man, to meet a lot of cool people and do a lot of cool things, and play a lot of good shows and with other bigger bands and stuff like that. But I don't take any of it for granted. And I appreciate every moment of it. You know what I mean? Every single moment of it.
That's awesome. Now,
but that probably helps, when going there, when going into the first sector, But I'm somebody too who's like, it's like either you show up and you do what you got to do, and you flip on the switch and do what you got to do, or you buckle under the pressure. And I'm always somebody who just said, well, fuck, man, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it all the way. You know what I mean? So I came in there prepared, and if you come in prepared, I think you're more confident.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever take lessons?
I went to Musicians Institute.
Sorry. No, you said you had glaucoma, correct?
Yeah.
Now, your one eye is better than the other, or you're legally blind in both?
No, I'm totally completely blind in my right, and I have a decent vision in my left. Decent. It's not the greatest, but I have decent.
Okay, because I was going to ask, how did you learn how to play the guitar, not knowing? Is it all muscle memory? Is it, tell us about that.
Pretty much, man. I learned from either putting on CDs or cassette tapes at the time, or, Kiss Alive and Kiss Alive 2 and shit like that, and some Pantera stuff, and whatever I could, and I'd play along with it and try to figure it out. I did end up going to Musicians Institute in California for a while after high school. So I had a little bit of training there when I went there, but all the way up until there, from a kid, I was totally by ear stuff,
Okay. All right, good.
Yep.
Because that's got to be a very difficult thing to overcome, and God bless you that you overcame.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that, man.
That's
appreciate
awesome.
That.
Yeah, no, it makes my problems look so small, honestly. You know what I mean?
Hey, man, we all got our thing, right? We all got our stuff, and one foot in front of the other every day, right? That's all we could do, man.
That's all we could do. Good for you. So, what would you say to anyone trying to get into the music business?
Shit, man. Well, right now the business is definitely different, and it's changing all the time. Kind of, I feel like right now it's kind of like the Wild West. But man, anybody who would want to get into it, I'd say if you don't love it and really love what you're doing, and you guys might have heard that before, like if you don't really love what you're doing, don't get into it or whatever. But this is definitely one of those businesses that you have to really love what you're doing, because there's ups and downs all the time. I'm trying to do it, in this new age, and I'll never stop. You know what I mean? I'll always keep writing and making music no matter what. I always say, if there was an apocalypse tomorrow, and the world was ending, I'd still be writing and playing, So I'm going to do it no matter what.
So you know what? Like, I guess this is sort of a chance to use the social media. You got anything big planned for 2023? Any tours? Any what?
Yeah.
Brag right now.
Your time to
Indulge
brag.
us.
Yeah. Well, right now, just setting up the live date stuff, and pretty soon we will announce some live dates that are going to be coming up. It'll be closer to when it gets a little warmer out on the East Coast and things, because that's where we'll probably start. But yeah, we're going to be going, all over the place. We'll probably be in New York. We'll definitely be in New Jersey, a few different times. Paris will be joining me. I'm already working on some more new music with Bumblefoot. So we'll have some other stuff coming out, as we start up probably some live dates. And there'll probably be live dates for both bands announced. So my solo stuff, where we'll do a mixture of everything, probably a couple Commonwealth songs or something like that, maybe even in that stuff in those shows we're talking about, but mostly like the new record of the solo stuff.
Nice.
But then Commonwealth will probably have dates too we're getting dates right now as well. So definitely some live shit, man. Is what to look forward to right now. And always new music though. I'm always dropping new shit too. So
you're gonna be putting out new videos too. Everything's coming. 2023.
2023. I'm hoping to put out music videos, man. I got a guy that I'm working with on every one of our music videos that we've done so far, and his name is Austin Heim Productions. His name is, just to throw his name out there.
Absolutely.
Whatever.
On that note, let's end it. You can join our outro.
Awesome.
All right, here we go.
So everyone, remember to hit that like, subscribe button, and tell us down in the comments section below what songs we should listen to and who else we should have on the channel. We will try and get them. Thank you so much for joining us, man. This is a very fun interview. Love hearing your stories. Insanely inspirational. Everyone at home?
I'd love to do it again, dude, whenever you guys would want.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. Thank you guys so much for having me and just for your positive review on the album and everything, man. You guys are solid dudes, man. Appreciate it.
You too. And everyone at home, press the little next subscribe button to get notified every time we upload a video. I'm Son.
And I'm Father. And you are?
Christian Carson, man. Take care.
Rock on!